Hello and welcome to the first episode of our EU4 Dharma series, A Kingdom in the Shadow of None, which of course refers to the idea that our kingdom exists at the top of the world. We are in the shadow of no one else, geographically speaking, and eventually also probably politically speaking would be the goal here. We're going to be playing as the Kingdom of Gorkha, which is one of the states that can form Nepal. It's actually, honestly, a weird tag. I did some reading on what this region actually looked like in 1444. This is probably one of the weirder tags EU4 has all cobbled together. Somewhat understandably, I mean, at this time, the Kingdom of Palpa was a thing. That's our capital province, and then this area up here, the Chobisi Rajya. I'm probably pronouncing this wrong. I think that translates. I think it's 27 princedoms. I might be off on the number, but this whole province up here was just basically a kind of clusterfuck of warring kingdoms. So, not exactly accurate to portray this as a single tag, but that's kind of how they've chosen to do it, and we'll kind of RP maybe that we're dealing with this as an issue. We're dealing with the fact that our northern territories at the start of the game are very much a lot of disunified kingdoms that we kind of have to bring together over time. But I'm going to go ahead and read through what Paradox has written about northern India, because it's actually a great introduction to the scenario. So northern India reels in the wake of the collapse of the Delhi Sultanate and the recent Timurid invasion. Once spanning the entire region, the new Sayyid Sultans of Delhi control an empire that is barely a shadow of its former glory. All founded by former generals under the defeat of Tughlaq, under the defeated Tughlaq dynasty. The Sultans of Bengal and Jaunpur, which I'm also probably pronouncing wrong, have declared their independence, while the Lodi governors of Sirhind plan to seize the throne of Delhi for themselves. These rising powers will be integral to the unfolding history of the region, though they are not the only nations worthy of note. The Sama dynasty of Sindh have ruled from Thatta for generations, having endured centuries of subjugation by the Delhi Sultanate. To their north, the Baluchi Langa tribe have seized an opportunity in the chaos of Delhi's collapse to conquer Multan. These nations enjoy a period of relative peace, though only Allah knows how long it will last. Dynasties across India proudly trace their ancestry to Rajputana, the unconquerable heartland of the Rajput. Mewar is nominally the largest and most powerful of the Rajput kingdoms, though they presently... I've had some to drink, so I might be stumbling over this just a little bit. Though they presently face a crisis as the Rathore dynasty, discontent with the previous power-sharing arrangement, rises up in rebellion, seeking to rule on an independent Marwar. These events are watched closely by Mewar's greatest rivals, the Khalji Sultans of Malwa, overlords of several Gondi and Vindhya kingdoms. The sultans are ever eager to expand their court with new subjects. Home to India's most prosperous ports, the mercantile Sultanate of Gujarat reaps the economic benefits of being a global center of trade. What it lacks, however, is notable military force to deter its jealous Rajput, Bahmani, and Vijayanagari neighbors. To this end, Sultan Muhammad Shah II seeks to conquer nearby Hindu princes and build a realm capable of resisting any would-be invaders. Capitalizing on trade must also be a high priority for Gujarat, as gold can be as effective as land ownership when raising an army. Nepal, where we are located, is plagued with disunity, with each generation leading to the creation of new petty kingdoms as the sons of kings inherit or carve out their own realms. Sort of sounds similar to what happened in CK2 around the time of the Old Gods start date. Or in Europe around the time of the CK2 Old God start date. The Malla kings of Kathmandu, which are our next door neighbors, the rising Gorkha kingdom and the Limbuwan tribes, who are over here, All covet control over the Kathmandu Valley. Nepal must also contend with the question of religion as Tibetan monks begin to settle and spread the Buddhist faith. The dream of a unified Nepal lives on, though there is not yet any clear candidate for its fulfillment. I would dispute that. The Ahom kingdom is on the rise in Assam, founded in the 13th century as a Shan Mong. It has become a cultural melting pot with a sophisticated method of government, utilizing the pike system of labor and administration. As the endless cycle of the rise and fall of empires continues, all that is certain of the future is that war is coming to India. War indeed. So in order to form Nepal, which is our first goal, we need to own both of Kathmandu's provinces and also the Morong province, which is currently owned by Limbuwan. In my test game, I allied with Limbuwan. I played a test game up to about the 1410s, kind of. So I'm semi-familiar with this start location. But I allied with Limbuwan, and I found that was really more trouble than it was worth, because it just kind of hamstrung our foreign policy for quite a long time into the future. So we're going to rival Kathmandu and Limbuwan. That runs the risk of them allying with each other against us, but we really want to conquer both of those tags as quickly as possible, so that we can form Nepal as quickly as possible. Select deity, obviously the one that gives us discipline. We're going to go with Shakti, because why wouldn't you? So yeah, we're going to rival Kathmandu, and we are going to rival Limbuwan. For our third rival, we have some options. By the way, I am going to have some restrictions on this playthrough, just to make it a little bit more fun. I am going to add some RP restrictions. The main RP restrictions are, number one, we can only directly hold areas that contain at least one province of either hill, mountain, or highland terrain. So if we say Faizabad down here, we got plains, farmland. We can't directly own that. We can own it through a vassal. We can own it through a tributary. But we can never directly conquer any region that does not contain at least one mountain, hill, or highland province. Number two is we're going to have to maintain forts along our entire front. I'm going to set a grace period on that, because in the test game it was just too much of a money sink. But we do eventually want to have forts along our entire frontier. Not every province, but at least enough that the zone of control covers everything. So we're going to be a defensive mountain people. We'll probably be expanding quite a bit into Tibet. I would love to conquer enough that we can get this Chongtong wasteland to be our color. But yeah, we won't be really conquering much into the Gangetic Plain. We might set up some vassals, some marches there. We might demand tribute from those. But we're not going to be directly conquering it, just to keep things a little bit more interesting. The other thing is we will never give up a single province to outside colonizers without a fight. So if the Europeans show up and they want, to buy provinces off of us, which I'm not even sure if they can necessarily. Let's look at the trade company map mode. I haven't really messed with that much. Is it under diplomatic? Is it under geographic? Here we go. So the West Indian Charter extends out. Yeah, we're not going to really have to worry about that so much. But yeah, there will be no concessions made on our part to the Europeans. If we ever get to a point where they want to buy something from us, we're going to tell them to fuck off. So we are set to create the Kingdom in the Shadow of None. We're going to begin by granting historically accurately, this land of, I believe it's the 27 princedoms, to the Rajputs. Because for every province that we grant to the Rajputs, we can raise a Rajput regiment, which is a special kind of regiment that is specifically available to us, that is quite good at fighting. I believe they get +5 discipline and -25 army drill decay. So we've got our first Rajput regiment. We are also going to raise an additional regiment of cavalry. And then we need to pick a third rival. So what I've found works really well is getting Jaunpur. I'm going to say Jaunpur. That's how I would think I would pronounce that, but I am not an expert in the Indic languages, so if anyone wants to correct me on that, that is highly appreciated. We want to get them on our side. They border a lot of people that we are going to be fighting, and we don't necessarily need to fight them, because most of the territory that they own is lowland territory, so, you know, we can make them a tributary later, probably, but for now, they're not a concern. I also want to try to get in good... we can't get in good with Bengal because they allied Jaunpur, so we'll say screw Bengal for now. Delhi is also not a great option. Sirhind, though. Let's get Sirhind on our side. And then for our third rival, I'm going to choose one of these miners that we want to conquer. Either Jumla or Dong. I think they're basically equivalent. They're both hill terrain. They both have the same amount of development. And they're both in the same area. So let's go based on who has more enemies. That's usually my next tiebreaker. Enemies, Jumla. So these guys have 2 enemies. So we're gonna make them our other rival. So with our Diplo slots, our goal is going to be, we want to get an alliance with Jaunpur, we want to get an alliance with Sirhind, and I think that the Tibetans are generally going to hate us. Yeah. Song actually doesn't hate us. Let's see if we can get an alliance with Song. And who else? Maybe Mewar. We're Hindu, they're also Hindu. Kathmandu is Hindu, so conquering them won't be that much of a problem. Limbuwan is actually Vajrayana Buddhist, so that will create some issues when we conquer them. We don't really have enough money to be doing anything with advisors just yet. Yeah, that's looking good. Let's place our merchants. We're going to collect from trade in Lhasa. So we are in a start node. There is our capital, as well as what is going to be our eventual capital when we of Kathmandu when we conquer that, is in the Lhasa node, which does not... nothing feeds it. It's a starting node. So eventually... it would be nice to maybe get the Ganges estuary. We might break our rule for that, just so we can get a better trade port. Because if we control Bengal, we can feed money in from the Spice Islands, which would be pretty great, actually. So I might make an exception for conquering the Ganges eventually. We'll think about it. We'll think about whether we want to go the RP route or the efficiency route. Let's see. Making sure I'm not missing anything. Our mission tree isn't great. This is it, pretty much. Even once we form Nepal, it doesn't really change. So have 2 promoted cultures is going to be easy. 20 temples and 20 cathedrals. We can make that happen. A level 3 center of trade with a stock exchange. We can make that happen. So there's the main center of trade we're going to be focused on is Kathmandu. Currently has a level 1 inland center of trade. If you guys don't know yet, in Dharma, you can upgrade centers of trade. Level 1 is slightly weaker than the old centers of trade. Level 2 is about equal to the old centers of trade. Level 3 is actually better than the old centers of trade. So we're going to be focusing quite a bit on getting that built up. Once we take it from our enemies, who hopefully didn't ally anyone super scary. It doesn't look like they did. So we're actually going to... Sirhind is our lowest priority. I'm going to recall this diplomat and start building a spy network immediately. And then spice trade. We have to become the strongest trade power in Malacca and in Coromandel. I don't know if we'll even do this, because that's going to require too much overseas conquering. Leading producer of silk is probably not going to happen either. So we'll mostly be focused on these 3 lines. And what else was I going to look at? We cannot enact any policies yet because we haven't unlocked any. Stability will probably boost when we get a chance. Other than that, do Rajputs have enough influence for us to recruit a general? Yeah, we want to do that. So the new 80 influence doesn't do anything anymore. It has to get up to 100% influence to become a problem, so not too worried about that. Of course, he has 6 maneuver and 2 in fire and shock. It's kind of an unlucky pull there. So let's go ahead and unpause the game. 15 minutes in. That's a fairly fast setup for my standards. Okay, so we're gonna Tirhut, Dong, and Jumla. That's actually great. Where is Tirhut? They're... I just forget where they are. I think they're in OPM. Okay, they've got 2 provinces. So they're allied to a bunch of people around me. So let's go ahead. Well, do I want to get an alliance with Dong? Will that keep them out of the war? Is the question. Let's get an alliance with Dong. We don't need them to form Nepal, and we can always vassalize them, diplo-vassalize them later. Offer alliance. Oh, they're allied to one of our rivals. That's going to be a pain in the ass. I might have semi-screwed us over by my decisions here, but we'll see. Let's see. We want covert actions. We want to build a spy network. And, of course, we've got the new Nepalese infantry units. They've got some spikes on their chest, which is pretty awesome. And we got elephants. Mo-fucking elephants. Delhi's preparing attack Kashmir. That's not surprising. Alright. Oh, they lost their alliance with Dong. Okay, so this is good. So we might be able to take Jumla and... let's see. Hopefully that doesn't break our alliance. We might be able to take Jumla and Kathmandu in the same war, which would be nice. I was able to do that in the test game, and it actually helped us out a lot. Alright. 16.83, 18.7. Okay, we can fabricate a claim on Kathmandu. We're going to stop drilling. Wait for this to tick up. We're going to put these guys on allow friendlies to attach. Let's see, do they want an alliance yet? Yeah, let's, they won't alliance just yet. These guys would, though. So let's pull our diplomat from Tsong. We're going to offer an alliance to Tsong. Fantastic. We're going to declare war here. Take Kathmandu. Their allies would become involved and ours would not. Why does Dong have a truce with Kathmandu, and when is that over? March 1450. Really? Alright. Not that that would matter that much. Song. Okay, what if we declare the war on Jumla? We can't promise them land? Interesting. Okay. So that could be a little bit troublesome. I'm not sure we could win 3-on-1. Because, I mean, obviously we can take them out one at a time without too much worry. But I'd really like to have help from at least one ally here. What I did in the test game is that I offered them Jumla and then I reneged on the deal. And didn't actually end up giving it to them. So that's an interesting predicament we got here. Let's see, let's get some royal marriages real quick. I don't want to royal marry them necessarily because I'm going to be conquering them eventually. April 11th, we can get a royal marriage with Song. Okay. Tirhut does not like us at all. Shit, guys, should we go for it? The problem is, if we lose the first war, we will have no momentum whatsoever. I mean, what we could do is we could go kill Jumla really quick, but by then Kathmandu's army will probably have united with the Tirhuti army, and they'll be fighting in the hills, which will give us a -1 to our dice roll. I'm positive we have the better army. They have 1 cavalry and no Rajput regiments. We have 2 cavalry and a Rajput regiment. So it'd be risky. It'd be risky. I would really like to get Dong involved. Shoot. Yeah, this is tricky. This is very tricky. Yeah, let's go for it. Fortune favors the bold. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill Kathmandu's army first, so they don't have time to unite with the Tirhut. And then I'm going to go kill the Jumla army. I think we can win this. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, well, I might have just fucked up our entire campaign, just like right here, right now. Oh, I love it. I love it when my test game goes so well and then I actually try to play live and it fucks everything up. Alright. Well, this is why I don't play Iron Man. We're going to roll back. We're going to roll back and we're going to try not getting involved in this war so early. Because I have I have, over the course of my time playing EU4 on YouTube, fully come to terms with the fact that I am not an Iron Man player, and I am going to save scum when shit like this happens. And haters to the left. So that's what we're gonna do. At least in a situation like this, where it's like, okay, at this point we're fucked. Like at this point, it's probably game over. So we're gonna not fire that war yet, and we'll be back in just a sec. Okay, we're back to January 1446. We're just going to continue drilling this army while we get our claims up. I don't really want a royal marriage with you guys, but okay. Maybe I can claim your throne later. Jumla's fabricating claims on us. I think we need to re-get this alliance. Cool. We'll get a royal marriage with you guys. Yeah, if I hadn't rolled back, I'm almost positive that would have been game over, because they would have just carved us up, and that would have been the end of it. So I need to learn to not jinx it by having a good test game. Like if a new expansion comes out and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do a test game real quick just to see how this region works before the expansion, or before I actually start doing the YouTube series, and then I do really well, I need to stop and start over until I get a really bad run going, so that I know that I won't jinx it for the YouTube. Because any time that that's happened, any time that I've tried to do a test game and I'm like, oh man, this is going great, this is going to be a really fun series, and then I start over and I start recording it for YouTube, it always just goes straight to shit. Like, just straight to shit. Yeah, so we now know that Tirhut has 7 regiments, which is kind of metagaming, but there we go. I recall our diplomat from Jaunpur. I don't think they want... Oh, they will take a royal marriage. So that gets us closer. And we got a queen from them. Okay. They still don't want an alliance yet, mostly because they're neutral towards us, and we're not the same religion, and also our army, it don't impress them much. Alright, let's recall that diplomat. Let's start... let's see, Dong... Are we already improving relations with them? We're not. Let's improve relations with them. Let's improve relations with Bengal so they don't kill us. Let's go ahead and fabricate a claim on their other province. And we're going to wait for this truce to run out and see what that does to the situation. Let's see. The Mamluks are preparing to attack Miklov. That really could not concern us any less. That's happening way over in a different part of the world. It's also a weird place for the Ottoman, or for the Mamluks to attack. But who am I to judge? We are bleeding money. Jain influence declines. The Jains once again find themselves lacking in social capital. Prominent ascetics have managed to get themselves exiled from the court following a series of religious and political disagreements, and Jain merchants find their fortunes are waning. Jain influence is on the decline. That is sad for the Jain. This elephant is just rocking right now. He is just rocking and rolling. He is getting his groove on. Getting ready to skewer some Catman dudes. Can we call them that? Can we call a person from Kathmandu a Catman dude? Because I think that would be kind of cool. Yeah. They've done a great job with the new models for this expansion. I like them a lot. Good job to the Paradox 3D art team and the music too. The music is really good. Let's see. We took out a loan. Anything we can do to cut costs right now? I'm not really rooting out corruption, state maintenance, and the army. That's really it. Oh, I didn't ever place my second merchant. That could help to a small degree. Yeah, it gets us another 0.2 per month. 0.02 per month. What month does this truce expire? Oh, do they not have a truce anymore? Hang on, hang on. Oh, March 1450, okay. I was looking at the wrong thing. They don't have a truce with Jumla, do they? Okay. Make sure these guys are set on allowed to attach. Rajput recruited modifier has gone down. Let's see. Ooh, and Purveyors give us discipline in land fire damage to our Rajput regiments. But we would also gain autonomy in our Rajput provinces. I think that's probably worth it. Oh, the Renaissance has happened. Where did it happen? Birthplace of the Renaissance is Montferrat. Quite a ways away from us. We're not going to worry about that too. We're not going to worry about spamming institutions too much this game. Okay. March 1st. Song has finally embraced feudalism. The Dong should no longer have a truce with Kathmandu. So let's see if we can get them to join us now. We're going to pull our diplomat from Bengal. Okay, they won't join that war. They won't join any of our wars. Okay, well. We're up to 5 favors. I guess we can just wait for our favors to tick up. It's going to take another 5 years of drilling. But I don't think we win this war without that, so. We are foreign policy locked. I was doing much better in my test game. The problem in the test game, though, was that I was allied to Limbuan, and I could not figure out how to break that alliance without screwing myself over, which was a major problem. Let's see, did I get to max relations improve with Song? I probably did. Sirhind, I was trying to get them to be our friends, too. At one point. Unhappiness among the merchants. We'll pay the 50 Diplo power. You guys knock yourselves out. I think we're the only ones drilling our army, so that should give us a significant advantage. Especially because Rajput regiments lose drill a lot slower. Okay, Bengal likes us well enough. Let's see. I'm just gonna assign a diplomat to threatening countries. Watch, they'll go straight to the Ming. Straight to the Ming! Not that relevant to our current foreign policy, but hey. I'm using auto diplomats, so what can you expect? Alright, diplomacy. So 1452 will be 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1455 we'll finally be able to call them to war. So yeah, what I think we'll do, what I did in the test game, if we can get Dong into the war, we will use them to help us gang up on Jumla We will siege this down. Meanwhile, Kathmandu and Tirhut will be sieging our own province, but then we'll get there first. Ooh, actually, it's good that I thought of that, because we're going to need a spy network here as well, so that we get the siege done faster. Planning ahead. Also, I'm going to fabricate a claim on it, because why not? So we'll get the siege done faster, and then we'll come back to Pala, which will still be under our control, so we will still be getting the terrain bonus from it. Bagelkhand is fighting a bunch of people we don't care about, so yes, they can use our land. Yeah, we'll use that to win against their slightly larger force. Try to keep up with tech, at least to some degree. If we could get Pike Square before the war begins, that would be really nice. Let's see, I recorded 25 minutes for the first segment, so I need to record 35 here. I was planning out episode lengths. We're more than halfway to our first government reform, which is also a new expansion feature that we're going to get to show off very shortly here. This little green bar filling up behind the crown. Yeah, we're going to always pay to Diplo power to get more money, because we're going to need it. Our interest is continually going up to allow us to continue drilling our army. We're paying our soldiers more than our entire country has to give. We got some fire skill. That's not that useful right now. Apparently we have some innovativeness, which is now decreasing, which will soon be completely gone. Alright, come on, Dong. Are you gonna be a bro? We're almost ready to be a bro. January 1455. We are kicking this shit off. Profiteering in Gurkha. The citizens of Gurkha have grown tired of the local influence of greedy Bengali merchants that they claim are using unfair advantages to outcompete local businesses. They demand that we step in to limit the influence of foreign traders on the area and reaffirm the privileges of our own merchants and artisans. If we do not act, they might take matters into their own hands. Trade power increases, but goods produced decreases. I think we actually want goods produced. I think that actually helps us more right now. Let's see, yeah. Alright, we're going to recall our diplomat from Sirhind. Do they want to be our friend yet? They don't want to be our friend. Do they want to marry us? Sometimes in E4 it's easier to get someone to marry you than it is to get them to be your friend. Doesn't look like it. Malwa is probably going to pull us into all kinds of wars. Miwar is probably going to pull us into all kinds of wars. We especially don't want to go to war against Jaunpur just yet. They might be amenable to being our friend, though, so let's give it a try. Looks like we can fabricate a claim on Basi Rajya. Okay. Almost ready. I think this will be a little bit of a slower start, but we'll be able to form Nepal faster than I was in my test game, which is all I really want. Okay, Pike Square. Dong and Guge, or Guge, I'm not sure which is which, have announced a rivalry. They also hate me. Song has announced Tirhut as their rival. Interesting. So what if I were to declare war on Tirhut? Song would not join. Why? You guys are a bunch of fucks, you know that? How long until they owe us 10 favors? Okay, that's gonna be a long time. Is that our only two allies currently? They have a royal marriage with Jaunpur, but not an alliance. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. Okay, we currently have 0 spy network progress in Joomla, which is bad. Let's continue trying to make friends with Miwar. They are quite far from marrying us because they have too many Diplo relations. That's going to cause problems. We're going to have the best drilled army. Like, holy shit, guys. And our king is now an embezzler. So we're going to be losing more money fighting his corruption. Okay. We're almost there. We're almost to January 1455. Cool. Taking out more loans that are going to take us forever to pay back. What are the Vaishyas? Okay, what are our options here? We can ask for money from them, which is just straight money. They do give production efficiency, so it might be worth paying some prestige to bolster their influence. Limited war support is basically free war taxes. That's kind of nice, actually. I think we will do that. Sickness of the Maharaja. I think we're going to do the monthly autonomy change here. Yeah, delegate more to the provinces. Alright, October, November. New technology, marketplace, looks good. Rajputs. Our general's still alive, right? Yeah. He's not gained any pips in shock, which is the one thing I would like him to be better at, but... Oh, okay, we're a lawgiver now, so he's going to counteract that autonomy we gave to the provinces. Alright, Dong should accept this war invitation now. Diplomat, back, Dong is in. Okay, so that would call in Kuban as well, which we probably don't want. So let's target Kathmandu. Why would accepting destabilize them? Did you guys make friends with them? They have a royal marriage with Kathmandu. Great. Okay, Tirhut. Fucking A, man. We got some really unlucky RNG here. We're either going to have to fight 1-on-3 or 2-on-4. Where is Kuma on? They're over here. Shit, dude. I might just have to restart with how bad our RNG has been. Alright, I'm going to wait. We're going to try it at least. The shitty thing is I don't really have time, so I don't even know if we'll get a video up on time for the... Okay, Lakshmi, bride of Vishnu. Maintaining marriage bonds with other countries has helped Gorka diplomatically, and in a recent meeting with the ruler of such an ally, you also discussed the spiritual significance of the bonds of marriage. The ruler and many ambassadors were followers of Vishnu and knew Shakti as Vishnu's consort Lakshmi. You took this opportunity to speak to them about the importance of the goddess and as a medium to the divine. Your words seem to sink in, and their leaders now have a better understanding of our faith, as well as the values of our royal marriage. Okay, cool. Is Dong not Hindu? Like, they should already have an understanding of our faith. Yeah, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna wait till our morale is maxed out. And we're gonna declare war. don't go that way. Just come get to us. Okay. So we want to try to stack wipe them if possible. And then we need to take their fort before they take our fort. Let's see if we can clear these guys out. That would be helpful. They're sending an extra army to reinforce. Hopefully we can rout these guys before the reinforcements get there. Yes! Okay, so this is neutral territory. Let's see what they're going to do. Okay, they've united their forces. To the point of greatly outnumbering us. Okay, I think we can catch them out here. 6.1. Get them before the reinforcements show up. Alright, we might still win. We do definitely have the better army. But they might have a better general. Yeah, he has shock too, so they do have a slightly better general. Alright. Well, maybe we won't play as Nepal. Like, this has been so unlucky that it's, like, almost restart worthy. Alright, we gotta get some morale back up. Hopefully we can get our morale up before... Okay, this is now the better path. I'm gonna still try, but if the war looks unwinnable, there's not a lot we can do. This is going so poorly so far. Alright, we have the terrain advantage. We also have a significant army advantage here. This should go our way. On paper. Of course it didn't. Because that would have been too convenient. Come on. We have such a better army. I'm going to try to sally forth too. Let's see, what day are they going to arrive? 13th of May. Okay, our allies are out of the war. Sorting from the siege didn't really seem to do anything. Okay. So, we're completely fucked. It's actually very frustrating because I'm on a lot of deadlines right now and I don't really have time to start over. This was really my only window of time to get this series going. In time to have a video up, like, at the time that we're actually allowed to have videos up for this expansion build. So I'm just gonna step away because that's generally the best solution when I'm really irritated at a game and I just feel like yelling and never playing it again. So I apologize. I'm gonna have you guys let me know in the comments, what do you think I should do? Do you want me to restart this game? Do you want me to try someone else? Maybe another Indian power, maybe like Miwar. That was actually my second choice. They're like kind of the main Rajput kingdom. I think that could be really interesting in terms of trying to reunite Rajputana as them and defying the European colonizers could be fun. We could play a European nation and try to create our own little Raj in India, which would be interesting. Since this is kind of the focus of the expansion, I would kind of like to stay in this region, whether it's going to be colonizing it or resisting colonization. So just let me know. I'm going to step back. I'm going to take a breather. That was seriously some really bad RNG. I don't really know necessarily. Maybe someone in the comments can point out something stupid that I did, but I don't really know that there was a way out of that. We ended up even worse foreign policy locked than I was in my test game, where I conquered Kathmandu in like the first 10 years, and then I was getting really irritated that I didn't have an easy path to conquering Limbuwan and forming Nepal. So yeah, that's going to do it for now. Check out our website. That's loresworn.com. We are at Loresworn Order on Twitter. I am at AsaTJ. That is ASATJ. Subscribe, hit the notification thing. Kaiserreich is coming back as a Tuesday-Thursday series. You might already know that by this point. This is U4 is going to be our new Monday, Wednesday, Friday series for the near future. And we'll see you next time.